Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Friday morning to you all. Hope you guys are doing awesome out there this morning and having a wonderful start to your day. And I hope everyone's been having a great week out there as we head off into our new weekend. We got a lot to talk about in this morning's video, as I do think there will be another powerful storm system for late next week, maybe even to early next weekend. So we're going to speak on that right off the dot. I think there'll be a winter weather side of this system, meaning there is going to be an opportunity for a blizzard, and I think there will be a warmer side to this system, which will bring an opportunity probably for some severe weather. We just don't know the details of either thing, right? So what we do know is model guidance really agrees on the fact that we will have a stronger storm system for next week. So we'll compare all model guidance. We'll do that right off the dot. We'll show you the snow signal with this, and then we'll talk about the ingredients that could be there for some severe weather as we get into the later portion of next week. After we get done doing that, we will talk about today's forecast, and we'll kind of ooze that into tomorrow's forecast too, because there is going to be a winter storm across a very small section of the southern high plains. So we'll speak on that. There's some snow ongoing right now across areas of the Midwest, and we've kind of had some sneaky development with a pretty strong winter storm that kind of developed over areas of Maine over the last 12 hours or so. You guys are getting a lot of heavy snow right now, I'll be honest. I know I got some loyal viewers from up in that area, and that kind of snuck up on me. I didn't realize you guys were going to get as much snow as you ended up getting or what you're getting right now. So we will speak on that. Do apologize. Happens every once in a while when there's multiple things ongoing. But with that being said, if you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. And if anybody has anything that I can pray about or pray over, please put it in the comments below so I can pray over it, and it gives others an opportunity to do so too. So let's start this off by looking at the European model. We're going to start this off for midday, March the 12th. Not a whole lot going on. There is a system beginning to enter the western U.S., the Rockies. And as we start to get into Thursday, maybe a system that we'll watch for the deep south could bring some rain, but that's not the main area we're watching. We get about a week out, so this is for next Friday morning, March the 14th. Okay, we got a 988 millibar low popping off the Rockies. We got a lot of heavy mountain snow in the Rockies, lower elevation rain. How low will the elevation be as far as that snow line? We'll figure that out as we get a little bit closer. But then suddenly we get a 978 millibar low based off this run of the Euro that pops off the plains and gets into the central plains. And when you got a strong low pressure like this, a sub 990 is strong enough, but you get sub 980 and the dynamics really kick in, meaning, let's get a little bit closer to this. And I knew it was going to switch to 06Z, so we're going to have to find our way back to where we were. I love when I have to do this in the middle of the video. That's sarcasm. But now we're into Friday evening, 977 millibar low. That's a strong low pressure. Dynamics kick in, meaning strong winds get going. We probably are going to get, if there's cold air involved, probably get a pretty hefty cold side to this, meaning we could get a blizzard, and then we'll have an opportunity for some severe weather depending on the placement of this surface low. Now, this thing looks like it's cutting pretty far north on this run. So we get into Saturday morning. This is blasting through, areas of Nebraska and the Dakotas. And to me, with the 979 low right here, this corridor blue, that would be a blizzard for the Dakotas and areas in Nebraska. And this low could trend a little bit further west, bringing a blizzard maybe to areas of Wyoming. And the fact that this low gets so strong so fast, it gains latitude pretty quick on this particular run. And it's very hard to get solid moisture return up through the plains this time of the year. You can get it, but for severe weather, the low pressure would need to probably be right into here more so. Which is kind of where our low pressure went a couple days ago with the powerful storm system we just dealt with this week. But this thing cuts north pretty fast, brings what I think would be a blizzard if this verifies across the Dakotas. But I do think there could be, with a trough digging down, another low that could develop right into here. Here's a 990 low. This is getting into next Saturday and Sunday. Now, this could bring severe weather maybe Saturday into Sunday across the Mid-South, the Deep South, the 990 low right here. There's not really much cold air involved with that. So that's something to watch, but details are fuzzy. And, you see if we kind of make this broad again. Please don't switch. Yes, it did not. You see kind of a secondary low develop. And you see all this green right here. This could very well be flooding rains. It could be severe weather, strong winds. Just a very dynamic setup, I think, gets going as you kind of have multiple impulses of energy, multiple short waves or surface lows, whatever lingo you want to use, weather terminology you want to use, really kind of fires off this trough that will dig down. Now, the GFS shows a pretty strong storm system also. We'll have to watch this little system right here. But we get into next Friday, and then we get into next Friday afternoon. This shows a 969 millibar low. I don't know if it'll be this strong. This would bring a blizzard across probably the high plains areas of the Rockies, maybe even like, Denver. And then we keep going here, 974 low in South Dakota. This would be just a raging winter storm right here across areas of eastern Montana to Dakotas. And here comes another low trying to develop right here. And I think this is very possible, guys. Kind of multiple areas of low pressure gets going as a trough really digs down. But this thing could spin around here. The GFS shows definitely just a powerful storm system. And I know you're probably thinking, like, well, I don't even see a whole lot of blue. It's just this one area. Well, people do live up here in the Dakotas. I know I got some viewers, probably not a whole lot. But I'm telling you, I would watch if you live in certain sections of the Dakotas for a blizzard late next week and early next weekend. And this powerful low pressure just kind of meanders through Minnesota on this run of the GFS. And we just have to watch other areas of energy down here that could get going into the weekend that could bring an opportunity for some severe weather. And then you got, the Euro AI model, and it shows the same thing. This is a model that's done very well over the winter and late fall. And shows the same thing. I mean, it wants to get this low pressure much further south. So has a 981 kind of skirting across Nebraska. Up here, certain portions of this green, which it doesn't show what precipitation it is. You kind of have to switch it to the snowfall maps. But this could be severe weather right here. It just shows moisture. This could be up here. This could be, I cannot talk this morning, guys. I have had to start this video over probably like 10 times. I don't know why, but right in this area, this could be snow. Okay. But you continue to move this forward. Just don't focus so much on where the snow is and where the severe weather potential is. Just focus on the fact that we have a powerful storm system we're going to end up having to track all the way through next week. And then another low develops here, and you see this kind of just weird area of moisture. That could very well be some form of severe weather. 998 low shooting all the way to Chicago next Sunday morning. And I just think there's going to be a lot of weather next week. I really do. Now, this is the Euro Ensemble. This blends 51 members together, blends them together, creates a mean or an average low pressure on this particular output. And the mean average is a 985 low pressure. So, you got some lows that are probably in the 990s, some that are probably in the 960s, 970s. It blends all that together, creates an average or mean, and the average is a 985 low late Friday night into next Saturday morning, right across the northern plains here. So it does kind of try to develop that you're probably going to get some developing of another short wave or low kind of south of the main low right here, but that is a strong signal for a strong storm system moving across the country. I mean, you can't get much. I mean, the signal can't get much higher than that. And I mean, it's been showing up for a few days now. I mean, it's showing on the GFS Ensemble too. No real point in comparing all of that. It's there. Just take my word for it. Now, as far as the severe weather ingredients, we look at this range, thermodynamics and kinematics. You don't get too hyper-focused on either one at this range. And this is like Friday midday. We got a bit of a moisture return into the Gulf, but I think most of our energy is way over here. So I don't think you're going to have a lot of overlapping of ingredients. Now, we do start to get into, say, next Saturday, it's 8 days from now. And most of and this is just the Euro Ensemble, so this isn't one operational run. Most of our deep moisture, you really need those dew points like in the deep south into the 60s, is really hugging the Gulf coastline. And then we continue to move forward here. Now, it does, as we're getting into Sunday, try to show a spike in the moisture deeper into Georgia and the Carolinas in the next Sunday morning. But listen, that's so far out. It's hard to get too focused on that. What I see here is, and the Storm Prediction Center mentions this also, is you're not getting a big pooling mechanism of deep moisture very far north. And I really think it's because most model guidance likes our significant low pressure way up here. Now, if it was like way down here, this would probably have more of a southerly flow pulling mechanism, if you will, out of the Gulf, and would bring more moisture, surface moisture in the picture, which you really need for severe weather. Now, if you look at the kinematics, your wind field with this, and here it comes. This is getting in the next Friday evening. 500 millibar flows, about 18,000 feet up, is going, 70 to 80 knots over this area. A lot of wind energy with this trough digging down and the surface low and response up here. But, most of your deep moisture is kind of hanging down here. More so really right kind of into here. So, the overlapping of kinematics and thermodynamics, I don't know if they'll be there. Now, if you trend some sort of low pressure kind of further this way, and really most model guidance kind of shows it up through here, if you trend it further south, then you're going to introduce probably more of a severe weather threat. But I'm not sure how much surface moisture is going to get all the way up here. But you're going to have a lot of winds with this system regardless if there's severe weather or not. A very solid wind field, and we keep this going, and this eventually takes over the entire eastern U.S. throughout next week. I think next weekend will be a very windy weekend for a lot of areas. So we'll continue to watch that. Now, if you look at the snow side of this, we can look at the Euro blend here, the Euro ensemble, and this is a 3-day period. So we start to get into next Friday morning, and there's the signal for snow really going through the Rockies, the northern high plains, all the way through the Dakotas and northern Minnesota. That's where your highest signal is for snow. You're not seeing much down here into the central plains, the Midwest. That's where your highest signal is. If you look at the GFS ensemble, we'll look at 4-day periods with this. And same thing. It really just likes the idea of maybe Nebraska points north into the Dakotas. This could be a blizzard here. I'm telling you. It really could. So we'll continue to watch this. No point in getting any more detailed than that. I've been trying to loosen up the details this far out, but the signal is there for a powerful storm system. Now, about what's going on right now, there's enough going on right now to spend a little time on this. And there's that powerful snowstorm that kind of, in a way, snuck up on me. I can't speak for anybody else, but this is dumping heavy snow across areas of Maine. I know I got a couple people who comment just about every day from up in this region. Let me know what you're seeing. I know it shows pink down here in the Carolinas. I think there's a lot of virga. I did look on social media to see if anybody was reporting anything, because Radar Scope shows it too. But I'm not seeing any reports of anything here in the Carolinas. If we were, it would definitely be a surprise, something we weren't expecting. Let me know if you're seeing anything in Kentucky. I think a lot of this is not hitting the ground. This definitely is. We're getting heavy snow into Iowa. We're going to get some moisture that makes its way into the Midwest, the rest of the Midwest, and eventually the Ohio Valley. Still snowing back here in Nebraska. And you see this kind of influx of moisture here in Arizona. This will be a winter storm for areas of the southern high plains. So we'll speak on that. But this is what's going on right now. Watches, warnings, and advisories littered with winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories that now expand almost all the way to Rockford. Nothing in Chicago, nothing in Rockford, but we do have some winter weather advisories for what's going on right now. Lingering winter storm warnings all the way back to Wyoming. But this stuff down here is new. And we got an ongoing winter storm warning in Flagstaff. And then we got some winter storm warnings for, this is what we'll kind of spend a little time on, for areas of kind of south of Pueblo, down to Trinidad, Raton, hopefully I said that right, down to Las Vegas, New Mexico, not Nevada, Santa Fe, no winter weather alerts, but Amarillo even has a winter weather advisory. One county, the far western county in Oklahoma, I'm not going to pretend like I know what county that is, but has a winter storm warning. Guymon, winter weather advisories, and winter weather advisories for Amarillo. And just this little area could get some accumulating snow, and I do want to watch for some advisories to get extended a little bit further west into Oklahoma. But we're certainly watching for this area, and we're going to speak more on that. Let's get this off your screen and then go to thunderstorms. And we definitely could get some thunderstorms, maybe even some thunder snow across the southern Rockies. We'll see what happens. So just watch for a little bit of thunderstorm activity around the Dallas-Fort Worth area today into tonight. And then excessive rainfall, I don't think we have to worry about anything today with this. So But the southeast, quiet day of weather for the most part. Little system will get a little bit south. I think this will get some showers ongoing later tonight across areas of the deep south, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. And then I think as we're waking up tomorrow morning, we could wake up to some thunderstorms right off the Gulf Coast line, maybe along the Gulf Coast line, and just some showers. I mean, really anywhere in the southeast, but really confined to the Gulf states here. And then maybe some snow up here in the higher elevations of West Virginia and some rain showers elsewhere, but not a very active next 24 hours in the southeast. Now, the northeast will continue to get some lingering heavy snow up here in Maine. I think it will taper off by this evening, and then we'll get another weak system that moves in. Same system that's bringing snow across Iowa and surrounding states right now. We could get a period of snow here in PA kind of later this evening. Some enhancement off the lakes. Could be ongoing across, the Tuck Plateau, western New York could just get some snow. And then as we're getting into the overnight hours, watch for, some banding of snow that pivots through New York State. Could deliver a dusting to maybe a quick inch or two of snow. And we could wake up to some snow flurries flying around southern New England, snow showers tomorrow morning. But not a big deal. But another several inches of snow is possible. This is already accounting for a little bit this fell. This ended up being a pretty big winter storm up here. You had a dramatic warm-up yesterday, and then we turned around and had a snowstorm behind it. So let me know how much snow you ended up getting up here. Now we'll take it down to New York. Picking up on a little bit of accumulating snow from the energy that pivots through over the next 24 to 36 hours. Syracuse, 2.5 inches of snow. Tuck Hill Plateau could get a few to several inches of snow. Inch or so kind of southeast of Buffalo in this higher terrain here. And then a little bit of snow is possible, even in PA today, especially the Allegheny Mountains. But, Pittsburgh could get a dusting of snow. Grove City, maybe 1.5 inches. So it is picking up on what the HRRR model is showing with a little bit of accumulating snow in this area in Ohio. Could get a dusting of snow in these areas. We'll watch, but in northern Ohio. So don't be surprised if you get some snow flying around later in the next 24 hours. And then the south central U.S., we are going to cover this winter storm in this frame. But as we're getting into this evening, not a whole lot going on. But you can see the snow begins to fall in southern Colorado, northern New Mexico. And then it really gets going as we're waking up tomorrow morning. You see this just kind of corridor of snow in the panhandle of Oklahoma, Texas, northeast New Mexico, southeast Colorado, and then southwest Kansas. And it just spins around here, and we're getting into about midday tomorrow. Little kind of amplification, if you will, of the moisture, and we could switch from rain to heavy wet snow, I think, in southwest and just western areas of Oklahoma. I think some of these advisories could go up to winter storm warnings for certain areas, and I think some of the winter weather advisories could expand. And as we're getting into tomorrow evening, it's still snowing in Amarillo, and surrounding areas up the Guyman. And then, we do have to watch. Are we going to mix with some snowflakes tomorrow evening in Oklahoma City? And I definitely think once you get west of Oklahoma City, you will switch to some wet snow late tomorrow evening. How much do you get? Not sure. And I do want to watch a sneaky tornado threat across the deep south for tomorrow night, I would say. These have a tendency to being sneaky. There's a marginal risk across the deep south, but you see these storms, low pressure right here. I want to watch, definitely want to watch for some severe weather late tomorrow night across areas of the Gulf coastline. But snowfall here. Trinidad, Colorado, 7 to 12 inches of snow, guys. It's a pretty big one. This is going to be probably your biggest one since what? Y'all got that big snowstorm back in November, maybe October. I don't forgot. Springfield, 2 to 4 inches. Kim, 4 to 8. Pueblo itself, most of your heaviest snow is going to be south. But New Mexico, Las Vegas, 4 to 6 inches of snow. Santa Fe, Albuquerque, not that much. Lower elevations, Raton, 3 to 4. Red River, 6 to 8. Clayton, 6 to 8 inches of snow. Dodge City, not that much itself, but you get into the southwest corner of the state, a few inches of snow is possible. And then Amarillo, 2-3 inches of snow in Amarillo. You get up to Stratford, winter storm warnings up here. 6 inches of snow is possible. Boise City, 6 inches. Guyman, 3 to 4. Just watch for upgrades in this area, but yeah, a decent little winter storm for this area. And then the rest of western Oklahoma, I would watch out Clinton, Woodard, Altus, you guys in this area, maybe for a little bit of a surprise. We'll watch for this. So, but the rest of the north central U.S., here comes the leftovers of this energy. I think snow will begin to taper off, but we will get a period of snow, I think, in Chicago later this morning into the afternoon hours. The system does try to almost kind of get a revamping of moisture, if you will. Here's a period of snow later this evening across areas of northern Ohio. Could get a wintry mix in Indianapolis. And then maybe some snow for southern Ohio kind of late tonight. And then tomorrow morning, maybe a clipper swings down, delivers an extra few to several inches of snow for the UP of Michigan, northern lower Michigan, and then greets you guys tomorrow evening for southern Ontario. So snowfall between now and the next 48 hours in this area. Some of this has already fell. This is what you're looking like in Iowa. And then this is Illinois and Indiana. 1.5 inches of snow in Chicago is what they're forecasting. So, a little bit of snow. Rockford, 2.5 inches of snow. Maybe a couple inches in northern Indiana, extreme southwest, lower Michigan. And then I will show you some love up here in the UP. They're not showing much snow from this clipper. So, the western U.S., we'll continue to watch this system spinning around, bringing winter weather to the higher elevations of Arizona. We've already talked about that. But everybody else, quiet weather, a little system affecting the Olympic Mounts, extreme northwest Washington. Outside of that, not a big deal. Temperatures today, warmer in the south, a little slither of warmth all the way up to St. Louis, going all the way up to that surface low. There'll be a sharp temperature gradient north of St. Louis today. Chicago will be in the 30s. St. Louis could get all the way to 70 degrees. Just kind of the way this low is pulling up that warm air from the south. I think areas of South Texas wait at 90 degrees a day, and then this is the west. God bless all y'all. Have a wonderful day. We'll get back to our devotions over the weekend. So I do apologize for missing a few days with that. Definitely not going to leave you guys hanging with that. God bless all y'all. Have a wonderful start to your weekend, and I'll talk to you in the morning.